Hello everyone, this is Lindsay with Stampin' with Lindsay. I am bringing a video to you today featuring this cute little box. I posted a picture of a bunch of boxes I had made on my Instagram on Sunday, and I've had so many questions of how I made this that I thought I'd do a little video for you all so you can see what I did. So we'll be using the Incredible Like You stamp set. And then I've got a piece of our designer series paper. This is the Happiness Blooms designer series paper. Okay. Now we'll be using exactly half a sheet. So this paper comes in 12 by 12, and what you'll want to do is cut it in half so that you've got 6 by 12. Okay. I'm just going to move some of this stuff aside, because our first step is going to be to use our Simply Scored scoring tool. So this can be found on page 208 of the annual catalog. I don't know if you can see here. So there's different, you've got little markers so you can mark off your scoring if you'd like. It does only come with 2, and I have many cuts to make, so I've just kind of moved them to the side for now. There is, if I wanted to, a little storage spot here that I can put them in. And then down on the bottom, there's a place where it keeps your little scoring tool. Okay, so I'm just going to set that here. And I'm going to pull out my designer series paper. So on the long side, we are going to score it at 3 3/4, and then 5 5/8, and then 9 3/8, and 11 1/4. Now you're going to flip it along the short edge, and you're going to score it at 1 1/4 and 4 3/4. And that's all we need our tool for. So I'm going to put my Simply Scored scoring tool aside. And now I'm going to get my scissors. So what you're going to do is start on the small end where, I don't know if you can see, there's a tiny little score mark here. Don't cut directly on the line, angle it just slightly. Okay, and do the same thing here. We'll take these corners off. So it'll look like that. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so these are just scraps that can go in the garbage. Now we have to do all of our other cutting, but what I like to do is fold it first so that I've got my scoring down really, so it's kind of memorized into the paper before I do any of my cutting. Okay. Now, as you can see, this paper is beautiful on both sides, so your box could be either the polka dots or flowers, or you can use any paper that you've got on hand. Any sort of colored designer series paper will work. You could even do plain if you prefer. Cardstock would also work great for these boxes. Okay, so I've got all my folds set in, and now I'm going to do my other cutting. So same thing with each seam, I'm going to cut at an angle instead of keeping it straight. And this is so that you're kind of creating like an angled flap. And you'll do the same thing on the end to make sure that this flap is angled on that side. These boxes are super simple. It does not take me very long to make them. Now these are the 6 by 12 sheet of paper. I've also made these in a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, so if I have anything a little bit bigger that I want to put in, because these make great little gift boxes. Things that come to mind are small articles of clothing, scarves, really anything. And it would be the same measurements for a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. so you'd have a taller box. All right, so all my cutting is done. So you're gonna have a sheet like this. See how it's all angled? So these are your angled flaps now. Now I'm going to take my tear tape and fold this over. Let's do it like this here. Fold this over and put a piece of tear tape here, just like so. And then if you've got it on your right side, it's the first big flap from the small one. You put one on the inside, and this one will also go on the inside. Okay. Now I'm going to leave these two for now, and I'll show you why. Now I just got to get my take your pick tool. Because I have fake nails, I have to use a tool to grab the back of my tear tape. Another great use for the take your pick tool by Stampin'. And now I'm just going to fold this in half and line it up on to my tear tape. Now this is why I don't take the adhesive off, or the backing off the tear tape on the inside of the box, because they can easily be stored just like that. Okay, now we also want to decorate the front of our box. So what I've already done is I use the Hope Your Day is Amazing stamp from the Incredible Like You stamp set. I stamped it onto a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and then I used our layering ovals framelits to cut that out, as well as the coordinating scalloped edge out of the Daffodil Delight cardstock. And I'm just going to attach my saying to my scallop. And I like to use mono multi-glue for this, because then you can easily move it around and line it up the way you need it to before it sets. Okay, now I think I'm going to add some leaves to this project just to give it a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to take a piece of the Call Me Clover cardstock, and I'm going to take my sprig punch, and I'm just going to cut out 3 sprigs. Now I always stamp with my punches upside down so I can see where I'm lining it on the cardstock, and see I can get it as close as possible without wasting too much paper. Okay, set that aside. I'll set my punch aside. Now I'm just going to flip this over, and I'm going to take my snail adhesive and put a couple of strips on the back. This is going to be so I can adhere my little sprigs to it. So we're going to put one here, and we'll do one about here, and we'll do one down at the bottom, just like that. Okay, now to attach it to my box, I am going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm just going to put 3 on the back here. Put that in my little trash bin. And then kind of line this up on the front of my box. And there you pretty much have it. Now if I was going to use this box, I would fold the 2 ends in, the one side. I'd peel off the backing on my tear tape, seal the box there, fill it with whatever I need, and then do the same thing on this side. And there you have it. There's your cute little box. These are so adorable. You can fill it with candies, treats. It's great for men to give jewelry to their loved ones. So definitely, if you got some men in your life that could use these, maybe pre-make them a bunch. Like I said, they store flat. So if you're like me and you've got a bin full of wrapping paper and whatnot, it's great to make a few of these and throw them in there so that you've got them in case you've got any small projects. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you really can use any type of paper. So here's a bunch that I've made. All these different ones, different sayings. I've used some different sequins and paper clips. They're all just a little different, but all just as gorgeous. All take only 5 minutes or so to make. They're so easy. But yeah, you can even see this one's a little bit more manly because it's the blue. But yeah, I hope you like this little video. If you do want me to mail you or email you the dimensions of the box, because I do know I said them quite quickly, feel free to shoot me a message and I'll reply so that you've got the dimensions in an email and you can keep those stored on hand, saved, printed out, whatever you'd like. And before I close down my video, I just want to make sure that you all are aware that my hostess code for March is still active. You've got about 4 days to get your order in. So with every $50 order you place using this hostess code, I will enter you into a draw. So if you spend 100, you'll get 2 ballots into a draw to receive free hostess credits for the month of March. So that hostess code is 4MVXYTFF. And you just head over to stampinwithlindsay.stampinup.net and hit shop now, and you'll be able to have a look at our catalog. Our celebration items are ending at the end of this month, so you kind of want to, instead of spending just 50, you'd want to spend 60, because then you get extra free stuff and you get to choose from all of the celebration items, and there are so many out right now. You really don't want to miss out, because they are while supplies last, so there's probably going to be a lot of orders coming in, rolling in these last couple of days of March, okay? But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, shoot me a message if you'd like me to email you the dimensions. Have a great day, everybody.